What's up guys, this is Shanan. Today we're going to check out 121 residences in Kampung Sungai Ara. Well, I think that's what they call it. Let's go. Although it's a kampung, well, originally it's a kampung. Technically, we are right behind Bandar Utama. Actually, we are sharing the same access to Bandar Utama. We are one junction away from LDP that connects over to Mont Kiara. We are walking distance to the brand new LRT station, and that's the uniqueness of the site today. So this will be the project that we're going to check out today, 121 residences, and this is the earlier project completed by the same developer where you have all the shop lots. This is called Central, and they are proper walkways in place, very nice. Because of the uniqueness of the land title here, you have the kampung setting, and because of that you will have individual land sales to private developers, and they are building unique residences like this. So now what you can see, there are settings like this. So this is like 26 different homes built privately together, very small scale boutique level kind of thing. I absolutely adore all this. And from the same walkway across the shop lots, this will be the walking connectivity to the project of what we're going to visit today. Okay, right in front there will be some kedai kampung, some rumah kampung still. Very unique in that way. There are some safety precautions for snatch thieves. And right in front of the project, right, it's a school. So when you combo a sekolah rendah along with rumah kampung, along with narrow roads, the traffic here will not be too ideal lah. But in my opinion, besides the school settings like this where you have rumah kampung, and because they live here, the only way that they can dispose rubbish is putting the rubbish right in front. That is the kampung setting. But what I'm trying to say is this will change, because last time this site was also like that. And if you look into the site behind, there's also a kelompok of rumah kampung. But when the urbanization process takes place, all this unfortunately gotta go. And that is the characteristic of the site as well. Back then when Bandar Utama seems to be the prime, Damansara seems to be the prime, Uptown seems to be the prime, there needs to be affordable or compliance elements within this township itself where they built next to all this. That's why you can see within proximity, right, a lot of affordable medium cost apartments are around. Infrastructure are not as great, but when population and demands all coming up, all these not so wanted pieces of land all also becomes prime. Yeah, let's go check out the project. Coming in from the guardhouse, straight away you will drive into the car park building already. And here you have the concrete imprint, and there will be two blocks, Tower A and Tower B. And there will be a lot of car parks in the ground floor. Looking into the ceiling treatments, very tidy. Ceiling treatments for the drop-offs then is very decorated. You will have these timber panels. For visitors then, they will drive straight in and they will park at LG behind. And coming out into the floor layout, the width it's okay. The width of the lift lobby is 2.28. The ceiling height is 2.48. And here it's very bright because of this full-size window here. They really push edge to edge already. And the 3 compartments on the top can be open, so in terms of safety for children is fine. And this will be the adjacent block. So here there will be certain level of overlooking issues, and when you pick units, right, I guess this will be the units that is lower in price. And as mentioned just now from traveling around, right, so these are the land profiles of the area, therefore it forms the development patterns too. It's very popular to have a small land like that and build like very limited number of units within, and there will be separate projects 1, 2, 3, 4 all together individually. In the back then, this will be the part that's closer to the MRT, and these are all the social and affordable housing stuff around. Then, next to us there will be the rumah kampung kat sebelah tu. For the lift lobby, it's all tiled up from floor to ceiling, including the lift wall, right? Very nice. And in one floor there will be 16 units serviced by 3 lifts. 2 passenger lift, 1 stretcher or fire lift, and it will be split into 2 wings arranged in the double loaded setting, so it means that you have units on both sides and all layout looks the same. So I guess there will only be 1 type, oh I think 2, because the ones here are smaller. These are the standard units. And this is the weird part, like going up to the corridor is separated by a fire door as a partition, and straight away you will have the first window already. So I guess this is the most not private window to have. But what I was trying to point out is this: to go into the lift lobby, you press to go in, and to come out you need to use the access card. This is pretty rare actually. Because of all the apartments that we visit, the door connecting the corridor to the lift lobby, usually you don't really need a tag, but this one you got. I don't know, is it a good thing or a bad thing? Walking over from the lift lobby, this will be the utility space, very tidy, and this will be all the meter riser, the TME compartment, and this will be the refuse chamber. Okay, so it's a rather compact one, and it comes with a ventilation panel. That's great, but kesian je operation, right, to push them out one by one by the workers. Then within this layout, you will have a double door ventilation or isolation system. So on the corridor, you won't have smell at all. Corridor width 1.62, corridor height 2.63. You will have units on both sides. But what's nice is you will have tiled floorings with tiled skirtings, and then you will have voids in between. The only remark is the distance to the window is rather close, and this will be the unit that we're going to check out today. So all units comes with a foyer. The width here is about 1.16 meters, and let's go check out the unit. This is going to be the unit I'm going to check out today. This is Type B, 750 square feet, a 3-bedroom unit. When we come in from the entrance via the foyer, there will be a bedroom right in front. Then you will have a dining and a kitchen here in the center next to the living that's attached to the facade. Going in, there will be 2 bedrooms connected here. One will be sharing the bath and is ventilated via the void. The one that is more premium then will be the master bedroom that's having the long facade, and that is connected to the master bath. So unfortunately, the facade area of the living space is heavily compromised by the master bath. I would actually just put it right here that is attached to the bath one instead. And within this kind of layout, 2 bedrooms will be using the void as the source of ventilation. Most of the time that usually applies to only one of the bedrooms, so it's not as ideal. But let's go check it out. So coming in, the door clearance is 845 mm, which means that this is a 900 mm door by 2.4 meters. The height then is nice, and it's connected via a steel door frame, and you will have a gap here between the brick wall and the frame. So in terms of construction, it's very tidy. And immediately next to the entrance, by the way, this is 1.2 meters. Immediately next to this will be a bedroom already. So indirectly, you can put in another door here to make this into a split unit lah. So if you want to continue splitting this unit as a dual key, but come to think of it, not viable because there won't be any bathroom for this unit. If the yard could be a washroom, then this would be a dual key configuration. But anyway, this is the first bedroom. The size of the room is 2.33 by 2.83 meters. I think you can perfectly put in a queen size bed here. The unit comes with timber laminated floorings with timber skirtings. Because this is a commercial unit, therefore you will have sprinklers within the unit. Aircon is also installed. This will be the window. connected over to the void space, and this distance here is rather close lah. So in terms of privacy, right, not very nice. But what I'm surprised of is you have a dedicated balcony-like structure just for the aircon compressors. Very interesting. Walking in, then this will be the dining space next to your kitchen and workspace. That will be the connection to the yard, living and balcony to the bedrooms already. Just that this form of layout is often not favorable because of this experience here. Like when I come in here, right, I need to sempit come here, and they put the fire extinguisher here. Like it could have been way more comfortable if they were to just rearrange the configuration. But if you look into the selling price later, then you will understand why they wish to fit the unit in a portrait form instead of a landscape form. So when you have the entire layout in a landscape form, technically you will have more rooms having the facade to enjoy the ventilation and daylighting, but you can only squeeze less units within the same length of the floor. Instead of now putting vertically all like that, right, you stack all vertically. If you just stack everything horizontally, there will be less units, so you don't get this selling price lah, because the floor layout is not as effective. But in terms of dimensions, the wall-to-wall width from the kitchen all the way to the end is 4.14 meters. It's very, very wide. To an extent that I think is a little bit too wide, where you can really cater a corridor space here of 1.2 meters. I think this is a little bit off, and this will be your area for the kitchen. There will be the hood and hob. So looking at it, this is done by the makeover guys. So it's empty when you take the unit. This will be the fridge, and because of the layout where they position the yard area there, you cannot have a L-shaped kitchen. That's why the entire circulation here looks rather awkward. It's very spacious, but you will have your work area and your cooking area, right, split. Maybe if all are focused on one side, then you can actually create a dual linear format, right? Will that work better? I think so, when you have a breakfast counter in front. Well, that falls back to design, and it's restricted by budget. So this is unit for investment, so I don't think they need to spend so much. This is perfectly comfortable, perfectly usable. Anyway, just to shout out to the developer, they are providing 7-feet wall tiles instead of your standard 5 feet. So they're actually delivering more than what is required, and they're using Schneider for the plug points. Ceiling height is 3 meters, very, very sufficient, and they are providing 600 by 600 mm tiles. This will be the connection going in to the yard space. So here, the width is 920, the length is 1.7 meters. Therefore, the yard door you cannot push out, because technically it would make sense to push out more, but now there's insufficient space. And there's a constraint to this format of yard also, because the one in my house, I still have the option to make it into a sliding door so I can squeeze more out of the yard. This one you can't because of the constraint of the void location. After putting in the washer and dryer, this is where they put in the compressors for your aircon as well. And now we're in the living space. The wall-to-wall width here is 2.66 meters, way smaller in comparison to what we have for the living and dining area. Such a drastic comparison, and this is because they need to cater more space to the master bathroom. They want to have natural ventilation for it. That's why you will have such a awkward position, but it's not like it's not functional, it's perfectly functional. But when you have such a luxurious dining hall, this becomes obvious lah. But anyway, let's look into the rental. If you look into Property Guru's website, a 2-bedroom unit, there's a 450 square feet one, is going for 1,800 to 2,000 for fully furnished. For a 3-bedroom fully furnished unit like this one is going for 2,008 to 3,000 ringgit per month. And if you look into the selling price, then a 3-bedroom unit like this, leasehold title, is going for 580,000, 630,000. So it depends on which floor unit that you are looking at. And I believe when they buy, this is way lower than this price now, because this was launched around MCO time. And during launch, it was very, very interesting. The initial site visits that a lot of audiences share with me when they were considering this project. Hey, this one kampung leh. Hey, this one not developed leh. This one got a lot of mat rempit leh. Got a lot of whatever, right? So sometimes the investment requires a level of imagination to it, right? When you get the keys like now, congratulations to all owners, right? Because if you can rent out, definitely your rent will cover your installment. And this is not full-fledged yet because the train system is not under operation exactly just yet. And there's actually a lot of upcoming developments that's taking place too, which will affect the entire landscape of the kampung setting. Sooner or later, as we just discussed just now, the kampung houses will eventually need to go. They will be compensated either in a new house or in a new land, provided they are within the allowable area of setting, right? Because if you are within a setback of the river, then that one I cannot help you, because that land belongs to the Jabatan Air dan Saliran. And let's not forget, we are located in a very, very prime location. So now we are going into the balcony. This is the main highway that connects over to NKVE, the North-South Highway. And here, this will be Uptown Damansara already. That is Atrium Mall. SS2 is next door. Taman Mega. And if you hit this road all the way, you will go to Mongkera and Damansara area. All I'm saying is there's no doubt about connectivity within this location. And to let you feel the juxtaposition a little bit more, right? The landed houses here are considered luxury level houses. Like terrace houses here is going to be easily 1.8 to 2 million. So there will be some level of traffic noise that comes from the area, but just to point out something, due to the land ownership formats, right? Like this is the brand new project that's coming up. This is Stella, that will be Grand, and the typologies are almost the same, smaller units, and all trying to capitalize on the connectivity and the amount of housing demand for the areas. Why? A lot of offices are actually set up around this location, and in terms of amenities, it's all matured. You have the schools, you will have the malls, you will have the offices, you will have everything. And look at the amount of land that's still available around the area. So some you can see can become a show house, some can become shop offices, some are still barren land, some are rumah kampung. So it takes time. Definitely there will be more developments here, just not too sure what they are. And some of them are also converted into luxury homes. Very, very exciting. Anyway, in terms of the balcony size, this is about 720 mm, and you will have the steel handrail. So it's rather noisy from the traffic noise. And when you move out, so there will be a certain level of tint to the window. Let's check it out, right? So this is when the windows are open, the tint color to reduce flares from coming in. Wow! Wow! Okay, walking through the unit, there's a lot of space for circulation, so that's why the floor layout is not as efficient, but this provides better privacy to the rooms lah. Here will be a shared bathroom, mainly used by the guests and the user of this bedroom. Full height wall tiles. It comes with a shower screen, and this is surprising. The WC is by Toto. This is by Nairo. So this is benda atas ni. One detail I like is the ramp that is so wide in. Usually the ramp, what people do is like a sudden drop like that, right? Yes, that is better than not having any ramp, but this ramp here you can really feel it's a very gentle slope into the shower area. Nice. And there will be a compartment here to put in your shampoos. Because this toilet here is not connected to the facade, there will be a ventilation system here. Coming into the second bedroom, the size of the room is 2.58 by 3.48, very sizable one. That's why after you put in a queen size bed, right? Still a lot of space around, and there will be a window at this side. Yeah, so unfortunately, the window is facing the void and you can really see people just passing through like that. In terms of privacy, not as nice compared to this one facing to the facade lah, right? Then in terms of flooring, laminated timber floor, timber skirtings as well. It comes with a sprinkler system, and moving on, this will be the master bedroom. Coming into the master bedroom, it feels very similar to the room next door, where the size of the room is 3.4 meters by 3.2 meters. Perfectly fit in a queen size bed, bedside tables on both sides with a wardrobe space there. The difference here will be the connectivity to the facade. So that makes all the difference in terms of quality of space. Look at it. So nice. The size of the window is actually very big. You will have 3 big panels here looking through the highway. Technically speaking, not too bad lah, because this will be the premium one compared to the one facing each other on the towers. So very nice. Oh, the weather not very good. Anyway, the other difference then will be the ensuite bathroom here. And because they need to set this bathroom here so they can leverage the window, that's why the living room space becomes a bit too narrow lah. Anyway, here you will have narrow basing, total WC, full height wall tiles, and you still have the ramp here. This is very well done. Very well done. Like, you look into the details of the tilings, right? Very seamless, even on this edge, the turning point here. Appreciate it. And there will be a drop to the shower area. And I guess that's all for the unit. Let's go to the facilities then. Now we are in the facility floor, so there will be 2 blocks, 1 block here, 1 block there, and in total there's like 834 units. So looking at the facilities, pretty cool, because right in front you will have the swimming pool already, and it's designed in a way where the outline is a little bit more organic, not so squarish, to add more resort or leisure feel to the swimming pool instead of just a lap pool that is rectangular in size. On the other side then you will have a futsal, also basketball court that is fenced up. Very nice. And here again, to add in a little bit more dynamism to the layout, they have a organic line shaped sitting area. Then looking to the buildings, actually the amount of occupancy is very high. Just look into the amount of curtain units, right? Solid. And this will be the garden units located around the facility area. My comment is the level of privacy or separation is insufficient. Like, although there will be a hedge, right? But I think it needs to be double the size for it to be more comfortable lah. Because like now, imagine the whole gang come and play futsal, right? They can see your bedroom. Next to the pool then, this will be the structure. I think this will be where all the reading room, the facilities are. The maintenance office is also there. You can see people are fixing it. So it's a double story thing in the center. Kind of nice, instead of stacking into the residence block, right? But that approach also more meaningful, I guess. But anyway, this will be the children play area, and it's next to the children pool here. So you look into the fittings, like for the sitting area, the pavilions, the rubbish bin, all are cast in concrete for ease of maintenance. So like now, right, it's pretty maintenance-less, no effort to maintain at all. And just look at it, very nicely. And you compare this to the initial selling price, I think the larger units was about 480,000, the smaller unit is 100,000 only for the studio units. Superb value for money, and especially in this location. Like a simple sitting area like this, they will still put in pebble wash treatments to it, so there's texture to it and it's easier for maintenance too. For pool area, you will have certain level of timber deck. Then this will be the broom finish walkway around landscape at the side. This will be the barbecue area. Again, like as mentioned, everything, right, all the furnishings are cast in concrete for ease of maintenance. And this will be the setback of the unit lah. So if you got this unit, right, the level of privacy is just not as ideal, unfortunately, unless it's for short-term stay lah. So you can just barbecue here and deliver the food into it via the balcony. You know, it's not going to be so ideal. And this will be the immediate frontage of the project lah. So here you will have a few residents of kampung, and there will be a recycling center here. So it will somewhat affect the impression of coming in, but once you live in here, I guess you will get used to it. Then just now, as mentioned, Sekolah Rendah Sungai Kayu Ara, then it will be surau, I think a masjid or a surau, I'm not too sure. Then that will be the atas project that we have checked out before already. So there will be Utamara, and this will be center point within a short distance away. Then on this side, you will have all the private residents, all smaller scale boutique level kind of development. Very nice. And just some remarks, because of the cost structure of the project, right, they do not have enough budget for landscaping, I think. Therefore, they kind of divided the width into half. Just imagine, right, if the hedges are just doubled in size, the hedges are just doubled in width, right, the entire feeling of the project will be very, very different. But at this scale, unfortunately, we have to accept it. As we are walking behind one of the blocks, this will be all the outdoor workout area. Form of alternatives to fill up the area of the facilities deck. That's nice. And there's a lot of people who just hanging clothes outside their windows lah. So I guess they are not fully in yet. This will be the reflexology pathways. On this side there, we can see the accessway into the brand new train station. So it's really very, very close. I would argue it's one of the closest ones so far of apartments. And here you will have shops if you have some urgent needs of F&B. If not, you can always drive to the A-Trail Mall, Starling Mall, Bandar Utama Mall. A lot of malls are here. Center Point also got. Coming in on the second floor of the facilities area, this feels like a clubhouse, and this will be the gym. What's surprising at this price range is they are able to provide you techno gym equipment. Wow! Bear in mind, these are atas level equipments, yeah. So here, when you are on a treadmill, you can actually have a good view of the swimming pool. These are the remaining machines around. Bicycles will be facing the end. You will have a squat rack here, free weights with the mirror. Very, very cool. And this will be the games room, where you will have a ping pong table, you will have pool, foosball. Very interesting. On the third floor of this clubhouse structure will be just an empty area of turfs, which is nice. Such a nice balance between cost maximization, because you don't want too many facilities leading to maintenance fee that's too high. So this one, just nice. You want to play football, you can play. You want to play badminton, you can play. The only thing is that it's not as OKU friendly, so they are actually fixing the lift right now, so at least there's a lift. But this is a very nice emphasis of what's important and what's just good to have. Like for the reading one, they just chincai, right? But for the gym, they put in solid equipment. Whoa! That I'm surprised. But within this configuration, when you pick units, then it will be not so nice if your units are here. If you pick the unit facing this side, and whenever people just hang out at this area, you will have privacy issues. And now we are in the elevator car park. So this will be split floor format, where you will have level 1, 1A, 2, 2A kind of format. It means now we are in level 2, you can actually go down to level 1A, or you can go up to level 2A. So level 2 will have 2 levels, level 1 will have 1 level. And for those who parked at the A side of the car park, we will need to climb the stairs up to access to the lobby. But that is great because there's a very safe journey before going in and coming out from the lift lobby, not directly out from the road. So that's great. In terms of car park, then you have cement screeded floorings, pedestrian walkways, but there is only epoxy lines, there's not much epoxy paint. Car park structure is amazing. So you can see flat slab system, very tidy, very bright due to the very short building length. You have CCTVs in place for safety. It's about 2 o'clock right now. very bright, and it's really in the open ventilation format. So this is right in front of the guardhouse. Very nice, very comfortable, very direct. So we are now on the back side of the building. So this will be the roads for car parking purposes, because there's another access way to the car park. This will be the refuse area, and this will be the visitors car park at the side. But what I want to highlight is this. So after traveling this, using this access, it allows us to go out into the train station. So coming out from this gate, we can now walk towards the train station. From the gate, walking over, you will have options of mamats. And this is me just walking through neighboring building. So there's a dedicated walkway at least. No shaded, too bad. So you will need to prepare an umbrella just in case of raining. And the feeling is rather peculiar actually. Here you get to see rumah-rumah kampung setting still. Okay, let's track the time here. And within 5 minutes time, we are in the brand new LRT 3 station. This is the Kayu Ara stop. And next to that, right behind that will be Starling Mall already. So pretty decent walk actually, and I think when it's completed during Merdeka this year, 2025 they say, so it will be very exciting. And just looking at it, it's just one road away, this will be your residence already, and it's a very exciting walk also lah. So now here you have all the rumah kampung setting, and I think when it's official, then it will be a very decent walk. Cool. And since we are back to the back door of the development, I do appreciate like the fences, the walkways, the landscape around, because it can get kind of messy for those who are not familiar with settings like this. Very thoughtful of the developer. And I guess that's all for the project. It's now time for Sean's take 3 on 3. For the first 3 things I like, number 1, definitely the location of this. So this is really in between commercial areas where they have very high job opportunities, which means high temporary need of space, which also results in potentially very high rental rates. On top of that, you will have very completed amenities. So if you're getting this for investment, it's solid. If you're getting this for own stay, also it's not too bad, because if you just look around, right, there's a lot of very famous established schools that's connected via main highways, NKVE, LDP, Kerinci Link to Damansara to Mont Kiara, to all prestigious addresses lah. It's just superb in that way. And that links to point number 2, the superb value for money. Now, if you look into the launching price back then when this was launched, it was right around MCO lockdown period. That's why they were not really having a lot of confidence, and this was the immediate project right after their successful launch of Plaza Kenala Jaya. So Plaza Kenala Jaya did really well, and it follows this one. And if you calculate the ROI after looking at the completed project, solid. And the third thing I like will be the design features. Although they are constrained heavily by the budget, they are not cutting edges at all. I gotta say, right, from the drop off to the car park system, to the structural system, to the facilities, that is well done. I was surprised by the brand choice of the equipment within. It's more atas than the house that I live in, and so they applied techno gym equipments within, so it's superb level, Babel Fit gym kind of level. Then you look into the choice of WC brands, they're using Toto, Orin, right? So they are not cutting edges in terms of materials as well, like the laminated timber floor, the tiles, everything, and the fences for the public areas, landscape for the sidewalks within their area of control. Very nice. Nothing much to really pick on. Unfortunately, the 3 things I don't like, number 1 will be the immediate setting. So right in front you will have a circular renda connected to a surau. Then you will have the kampung setting, and combo that with the existing infrastructure that is a little bit more narrow in terms of road width. You will confirm have congestions here lah. So it depends on the time of traveling. Then on top of that, you will have the kampung setting of lifestyle. So you will have a lot of people riding their motorbikes, you will have children on their bicycles, you will have lifestyle or housing typology that is less organized, compared to the one that's built in stones, because that was the original setting of the place. So it's definitely okay, because as a bonus you will have a lot of foodies, food choices around, motorbike shops and things like that. That's solid. But just in case a lot of people do not feel safe within the traffic setting, right, there's a very nice walkway built. There are fenced up, and there's a dedicated back door to shorten the distance to the LRT3 stop. Very, very good. The second thing I might have concern on will be the potential developments that will be taking place. So just like this one, all this land can easily just be chosen, elevated and developed like that. And within this prime location, the possibility of those happening, right, definitely lah. There will be a lot of competition or future competition that will happen here. So just have that into consideration. But based on the other projects, just like Utamara and things like that, right, there tend to be a limitation on the density. Just not too sure why this one can build so high lah. And last of all, my comments will be on the layout. The layout here, you will have a very luxurious center portion of the layout where it's about 4.5 meters of your dining hall to the kitchen. But the entrance to it is narrow. The width of the living space is narrow. You will have dedicated corridor space within the layout. When your layout is already so small, there shouldn't be any circulation space. The yard space is also narrow. The distance from the rooms to the void area is also too close, which compromise on privacy. I totally understand why the choice of layout is like that, because they get to squeeze more units within the layout. Yeah, I really thought that the layout could be fixed a little bit more. At least a second room gets the connection to the void area. That's very unfortunate. But everything is okay again. It's totally understandable when you compare with the original price of acquisition. For those who have bought, right, I think they are making money already. And LRT3 is not completed yet. It will run based on August, June, July time. And when that is done, right, whoa, I think the returns for this project is going to be insane. But anyway, time for lunch. As mentioned, there will be a lot of foodie places here. I guess that's all for today. Thank you very much for watching. And if you really like this episode, like it, share it, and even subscribe for more information like this. Until next time, this is Shanta. Ciao.